Hey, 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 hey. Hey, y'all. Hey, I don't know what just happened. Hey, I am gonna drop in real quick to talk to you about why gaining 10 pounds is not the end of the world, okay? I'm up 10 pounds right now. I'm up 10 pounds. It's okay. Um, I want to talk to you about why your confidence, your happiness, your self-worth never belongs on a fucking scale. Okay? Never belongs on a scale. That belongs to you. You always have that no matter what the scale says. Um, and I want to have a little bit of a sense of humor about this because, I was like, I always know when I'm up with my weight. I know how I'm eating. It's not a surprise. I know when I've kind of been a little lax on my typical habits, but because my connection to myself is indelible, I know I'm always going to get back to my habits. I've done a whole podcast about that. I'll make sure that that podcast is released before this. I say that and I'll probably forget. But the point is that, like, I was like pushing on my stomach the other day and I was like, this is nice. Like, I feel a little softer. I was looking at my booty and I was like, yes, booty, you got more booty because them 10 pounds, like, they've gone to your booty. Pushing on my titties, like, okay, there's more of you there. You filling up your bra a little bit more. Okay, so I like my body when it's rounder and softer. I do. I like all versions of my body. Like, how would that change if you were to like dig all versions of your body? How could that fuel your change if you dig where your body was right now? And then we're like, yeah, I'm going to get to this next body. Y'all, I got 10Ks this year, a 10 miler this year, a half marathon this year, I think. Unless, look, plans can always change. Like, when I get back to my habits, my body responds quickly. There's a juicy thought. My body responds quickly to my habits, right? And so as I've shaken off the holiday, shaken off my travel, I am realizing that I can accept where I am, you can accept where you are, and then you can move on to the next place. Okay. 10 pounds can be a decision point. You may decide, and this happens often for people who lose a lot of weight. They're like, no, I feel more comfortable at this weight than the lower weight. So you can ask yourself, like, do I like this 10 pounds? Do I want to keep this 10 pounds? Does this feel more authentic for me to be there? And I want to honestly answer that question for you. Any weight I'm at feels authentic. However, going to my habits is my most authentic. And when I go to my habits, I know that I weigh less. It's just, that's my truth. But what's your truth? 10 pounds can be that decision point where you ask yourself what it is you want, what it is you need. Okay. Another thing to ask yourself when you get those 10 pounds up is, am I making food my only fun? I got to answer that honestly. I know I was eating when I wasn't hungry. I know I was eating because I was watching other people eat more. I know I stepped a little bit back into a former Kim. And I know that my amount of food I was eating was giving me some information, not to judge myself, but just data, just information. Okay. Because here's the truth, y'all. Here's the truth. If you want to lose weight, and what do I always say? You don't have to lose weight if you don't want to, but if you want to lose weight, your relationship with your food is going to get you there quicker. I think they say 80-20, 80% how you eat, 20% how you move. I don't know what your ratio is. I don't know what your fraction is, but I will say that when I have seen more dramatic changes, even in my body and in my, scale, it's been because I've looked at my food. Okay. So what I want to ask you is, and I want this to be a very honest question. Take a beat, take a moment. Ask yourself, what is my 10 pounds? What does my weight want me to know? Are you scared? Are you anxious? Are you trying to push off, stave off fear, anxiety? Are you needing to feel protected? Are you going back to your habit of how you protect yourself? Food was a habit of how I protected myself. Is there something you're too scared to deal with? You're never too scared to deal with something. Today, I had to reach out and say something that was difficult for me to say. And already, I can tell you that me saying that thing, I'm not going to use food to not say it. So that's something I want you to ask yourself. This is your homework. If you've gained 10 pounds, no judgment, but it's also okay to say, is this weight wanting to tell me something? Am I scared and am I using food? Am I happy? Am I overjoyed and I'm using food to celebrate? Like, it doesn't just have to be one or the other, okay? If you realize that your 10 pounds is a result of fear, anxiety, you get to tell it to stop you some food, to shut the fuck up, and to tell you what it really wants you to know, because food is not getting you there. That 10 pounds is not your safety. That 10 pounds doesn't have to be a big deal, but if it wants to tell you something, it can tell you. What does it want you to do now? Like for me, going to Half-Life, my daily move, like that makes me feel connected to myself. I want to allow myself to be open to all the emotions. I don't want to deaden emotions with alcohol or food or shopping or anything. I want to know that I can handle all the emotions. I want to know that I can go back to homeostasis, which is basically back to who I am, right? I want to know that my life is, I'm able to handle the joy as well as I'm able to handle the grief that is telling me about love that I have for the thing that has changed, okay? All right. Everyone's weight fluctuates. Y'all, I just watched You People on Netflix, which I really enjoyed. I loved seeing, and I want to be careful because Jonah Hill has said he doesn't want people commenting on his body, so I'm not going to comment on his body. But I loved seeing bodies in that whole film that were more representative of the bodies that I see daily. I loved seeing that. And Lauren London is absolutely gorgeous. I just want to like sit in her little dimple. I loved seeing the way her body looked. I loved that. Sorry, Lauren, if you didn't like that. I'm not saying nothing about Jonah because Jonah said it ain't helpful. So Jonah, I'm respecting your boundary. But I love that that film was not full of stick thin people. I love that I got to see round bodies too. Beautiful bodies. Clothes adorning different size bodies. I loved that. Those look more like the people I'm around versus the people who are very, very, very thin, Hollywood thin. Okay. I love seeing thicker Beyonce. I love seeing thicker Rihanna. I love it. And I love it when they decide that they want to do something different too. I love to see bodies change and fluctuate and self-worth not needing to be attached to that. I want you to still know you cute, you fine, you look good. Put on your dress. Listen, why do I wear dresses? Because dresses allow me to expand in ways that pants do not. Okay. Still find your cute, still find your cool, still find your whatever you need to find. Okay. Let's talk getting back to your habits, what you need. Okay. First of all, if your habits feel like the penitentiary, if your habits feel like you have to do it this way and it's a lot of rigidity, If your habits feel like they're too much, then they're probably too much and you need to reevaluate. So here's a habit that I think is not helpful. When people try to grill chicken, broccoli, and brown rice themselves to death, that ain't helpful. If my habit means I have to eat the same thing over and over, unless you are a creature of habit, which I am not, I love variety, that wouldn't work for me. That wouldn't work for me. Meal prepping can work for me, but usually my version of meal prepping is like, if I go out and I get a meal, I'm going to put it into 3 separate meals. I'm not going to put it into a container, but I know it's going to be multiple meals. One of my habits is I don't clean my plate unless I serve myself less. One of my habits is I don't eat till full. I eat till just right before full, because in that 10 or 20 minutes, I'm going to feel full. Okay. That's my habit. When I eat to full, I know that that maintains the weight that I am. If I am trying to get rid of those 10 pounds, I'm going to eat less. And that's going to create that calorie deficit that I don't have to think about counting points or counting calories. I just naturally eat. Like my son naturally eats that way. He naturally eats. Sometimes he doesn't eat. He doesn't eat when he's not hungry, generally. And he leaves food on his plate. When I am cleaning my plate too much, that is not my habit. That was my habit for years. My habit is when I want to be a certain weight, I eat for what I think that person who's that weight is. My habit is moving every day, going into the woods if I can every day, being outside at least every day. Even if it rains, sometimes I'll go outside with my umbrella or go outside with my raincoat. I'll walk in the rain if it's not a chance for me to get hypothermia. Okay? It's my habits. My habit is I meditate every day or most days. My habit is that I journal or meditate, or sometimes I do both. My habit is I weigh myself to just get data to see what the scale is and pop it into my app. Okay. So my habit is I drink water, try to get 2 of these guys in. My habit is that I generally do not stay up late, but if I do, then I want to get my rest on the back end. So I want you to think about how you feel your best. I have a client who just reached out to me and she was like, I put everybody before me. I got away from my habits. I was like, look, it was the holidays, not a big deal. I said, this week, what we're going to do is get you back to half life. Okay. You want to know about that? KimArrington.com/weight loss. Okay. So she messaged me and she was like, oh my God, I'm back to it. I feel so good, because she doesn't feel like the food is dictating her life. She makes the food her bitch. The food doesn't make her its bitch, right? Control it's not about control. It's about alignment. It's about being authentic, right? Authentically speaking, if I am cleaning all my plates, I know there is something in my life that I am not allowing to come to the surface because I'm scared, or I'm angry, or I'm frustrated, or I'm confused. And when I answer that, like today, when I sent that difficult message, I felt alignment. Okay. So I just was popping in. All my podcasts don't have to be 50 minutes, 40 minutes, 30 minutes. Sometimes y'all just need a little poppity pop. I just was popping in to let you know that gaining 10 pounds is not the end of the world. If you are on a weight loss journey, you're going to have fluctuations. And you can decide, well, when I get to 5 pounds or 10 pounds or 8 pounds or 17 pounds, I know that I need to plug more into my habits, or you could decide your set point. If you want help with this, no one's better than me to help you lose weight the way you can do it for the long run. KimArrington.com/weight loss. I do want you to know there is no judgment if you decide you don't ever want to lose weight. There's no judgment if you're like, oh, the 10 pounds, that's cool. I will say this. As we get older, we want to prioritize still moving. We want to prioritize, obviously eating to feel good. That's your choice of how you do that. But when I gained my 65 pounds, it was because every year I was gaining 10 pounds and then 10 pounds and then 10 pounds and then 10 pounds. And before I knew it, think about it. 5 years, 10 pounds a year, not hard to do. That's up 50 pounds. If you want help with this, I got you. I got you. And remember, all my podcasts are about what you want your well-being to be, what works for you, what doesn't. Whatever works for you, grab onto it. Whatever you doesn't, push it to the side, okay? But if you are committed to living the life you want, then, and weight is a part of that, losing weight is a part of that, let's chat, okay? All right, my computer's about to die. Have a good one. Mwah, mwah. I will see you next week. Enjoy your body wherever it is, and it can change if you wanted to. All right. Bye. Have a good one.